Hey, you, yes, you. Thank you for tuning in for this episode of Financial Confidence, where we're helping you to make your money, keep your money, and grow your money so you can do those things that you're called to do. You need pen and paper today because we're going to be sharing with you what are those things you should not be doing with your money. Yeah, I said it, those 5 things you should not be doing with your money. I want you to rate yourself as we go through this today. Rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 4. Where are you in regards to how do you do when it comes to your money, to your finances? I'm Lynn Demons. That's Demons, No Demons here. Thank you for joining us here at WYTB7 Community Broadcasters Network. Yes, welcome to Financial Confidence, where we're helping you make your money, keep your money, and grow your money so you can do those things you're called to do. That's build generational wealth and leave an inheritance for your children's children. Our guiding principle for this show is Matthew 6:33. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. We also implore that you pray over your finances so you can do those things that you're called to do. If you will, bow with me. Lord, help us to value things in this world that are really valuable. That's our relationship with you, our lives, and our families. Help make us responsible stewards of your financial resources, and let us trust your holy word. Eternal glory in thy son, Jesus. We pray. Amen. All right, guys, hope you have that pen and that paper ready. If not, go get it, right? Yes, go get that pen and your paper so you can rate yourself today on the 5 things that you should not be doing with your money. There's a lot more than 5. However, we're only going to talk about 5 today because we want you to be able to take some action on what we're talking about. What are you good at? What are you not good at? How are you going to fix that, right? What are the necessary action steps that you should take? So we'll get to that a little bit later. Join me in these 5 steps. All right. So again, you're going to be rating yourself today in all right. So what's the number one thing you should not do? It is you should not think short term about your money. What we found, or what research basically suggests or tells us, is that those who are very poor, very low income, think day to day about finances. What am I going to do to be able to keep a roof over my head today? So thinking day to day. If you're thinking week to week, it's considered to be in that poor category. If you're thinking month to month, you're thinking along the lines of the middle of the road, folks. And then if you're thinking year to year, dare I say decade to decade, you're thinking along the lines what the well-to-do think in regards to their money. So they're thinking more long-term. So the suggestion here is to think about what you think about, right? How are you thinking about your money? What are you doing? Is this something that you're thinking about day in and day out, week in and week out, month in and month out? Or is this something that you have planned out a trajectory where you would like to be 5 years, 10 years on down the road, and then you're now mapping it? If you're looking at it from that perspective, you're no longer looking at it short term, you're looking more long term. So I want you to go ahead and think about it this way. The way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. So that's what I'm suggesting to you. Thank you, Mr. Walt Disney, for that quote. I need you to stop talking about it and start doing it. So what are the things you need to do? So take a moment and rate yourself, right? Are you very bad at this? You're in that short-term mode all the time. You're very bad at that. Give yourself a 1. If you're somewhat bad at this, you keep teeter-tottering back and forth, right? In thinking about it sometimes, but not all the times, give yourself a 2. If you're okay, if you think more towards the longer term versus just the short term, give yourself a 3. And if you're always long term all the time, then rate yourself a 4. You're good in this area. Dare I say, you're the expert, and we need to be having more conversations. Call me here at Financial Confidence if you rated yourself a 4, so we can get some of your tips and your strategies and best practices that someone else may be able to use. All right. Number 2, choose not to change when things get tough. See, this is one of the things you should not do with your money, because oftentimes, if you choose not to change, you'll see what's happened here recently. In the stock market, there have been 20%, 25%, 26% declines if you look across different entities or different industries. So I want you to think about, do you have to be loyal to that? Or can you change your strategy? And if you are changing, then what are the necessary steps that you do need to change? So if you choose not to change when things get tough, think about it this way. These banks ain't loyal, right? They are not loyal to you. So why should you be loyal to them? You got to come up with some more lucrative ideas and see the opportunity that you have in every situation, whether it's a good situation or a bad situation or circumstance. You need to see the opportunity in that situation for you. Is there an opportunity for you to change? Is there an opportunity for you to grow? Is there an opportunity for you to take those next necessary actions? And one of the things I want to stress is, do not be threatened by change. Oftentimes, change looks like hard work. And if it looks like hard work and it has on those overalls, most of us are going to push back and say, wait a minute, that's too much. I'm comfortable over here. I can continue to do what I've always done, right? But guess what? You get the results you've always gotten. So choosing not to change when things get tough oftentimes is a barrier for most. So I want you to rate yourself. Where are you in this? Are you very bad at this? Are you one of those that says, wait a minute, I'm comfortable and I'm going to stay here because I am comfortable, right? Or are you somewhat bad at this? You can change maybe a little bit, but not too much. You kind of come back to where you started. Are you okay with this? You're okay with change? Or are you the master? Number 4, you're good at this. You got this. You okay with changing? You'll change every day if you have to, right? So rate yourself. Where are you as far as the change that you're willing to make, the changes that you have made in the past versus what you can look like in the future? The number 3 thing that you do not do, or that you should not do with your money, is not take risk. Oftentimes, the best way to stay in your struggle is to not take risks. The best way to come out of your struggle is to take risk. Now, when I say a risk, I'm not saying a shot in the dark. I'm not saying you're going out here and you're gambling, but you are taking what we call calculated risk. You're going out there, you're getting the information that you need to make an informed decision in said risk. So think about that and use the knowledge that you get that's going to help you to make that informed decision that is going to support you in overcoming the fear that's often associated with risk. Because oftentimes fear is simply false evidence appearing real. So how do you get rid of that fear? Get the knowledge that you need, or feel the fear, right? Fear doesn't go away. It's always there in the back. But it's the way that we approach it that can change for us, especially when it comes to our money. A lot of us are feeling the fear right now with the stock markets, with inflation, with all the changes that are happening in our economy. So how do you now take those calculated risks that are going to help you make your money, keep your money, and grow your money? So I'm glad you asked. We have to practice what we call risk management. And how do you practice risk management? First, you need to empower yourself. And you empower yourself by asking, what is the best thing that could happen when you analyze the situation, right? And then you need to ask yourself, what is the worst thing that could happen? See, we need to see both sides of the coin. And then you need to give yourself that reality check. What is the most likely thing that could happen? See, when you have all of the information, all of the cards on the table, you can make a better decision in regards to what it is you need to do as far as your next steps are concerned. So practice risk management by asking these yourself. Empower yourself, ask yourself, and give yourself that reality check so that you can make your money, keep your money, and grow your money so you can do those things that you're called to do. So go ahead and rate yourself. Where are you? Are you a 1? You very bad at this because risk is not your thing. Number 2, are you somewhat bad at this? Maybe you've taken a couple of risks, you've been burned, so you're not quite so sure as to which direction you want to go. Or you are 3, you're okay with this. You do the research, you do get educated, you use the knowledge that's available to you. And 4, you're a master at this. because you wake up looking for knowledge, because you are always on it. You're always seeking out the opportunity to take that next bold step. So how are you in regards to risk? Where'd you rate yourself? I want to hear from you here at Financial Confidence. So reach out, let us know. Follow me on all social media at Dem and Speak, or DM me. Let me know where you're rating yourself and we can have some additional conversations. All right. The number 4, don't rely on 1 to 2 sources of income. Hello, somebody. Do not rely on only 1 to 2 sources of income. Why? These jobs aren't loyal, just like the banks aren't loyal, just like maybe these friends aren't loyal, right? Some of them anyway. I digress. Don't rely on those 1 to 2 sources of income. Why? We've all heard multiple streams of income, but we haven't really truly sat down to see, okay, so how do I make this happen for me? What are the necessary steps I need to do in order to make this happen for me? So I want you to start and sit down and think strategically about, now, how do I get multiple sources of income, right? What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? What are some things I can do? What are some passive income ideas? You see, passive income requires little maintenance, right? When I get those dividends, that's little maintenance on my investments, right? Other opportunities, whole life insurance, there's little maintenance in that. You can borrow against it if you need to, so that you can now buy some assets that are going to provide passive income for you. So even if you don't know, hire a team so you can figure that thing out. Rate yourself. Where are you? Are you a 1, very bad at this? Because what? You're relying on 2 sources of income, maybe only 1 right now, because you only have 1 job, right? So don't rely on that. Where are you? Are you very bad at this? A 1? 2, somewhat bad at this, because you are dibbling and you're dabbling. You start, going into some other things. You're already investing over here a little bit. You have some dividends that are being paid to you. Are you figuring some of these things out, but you're still working on it? 3, I'm okay at this. I've been doing this for some years now. I'm getting my feet underneath me and I'm understanding what I need to do. Or 4, I'm good at this. I've been doing this for a while. Thank you for the info. But make sure, if you are, please connect with me. Go to @Dem and Speak on any of the social media platforms. Send me a message. I want to talk to you. All right. Did you rate yourself yet? All right, please do. The number 5 thing is, do not focus on your net worth. This is the 5th thing you should not do with your money. Not focus on your net worth. Why? Because it's important to know, what do you own? What do you currently own? And not only what do you own, but I mean own outright. And that is also putting money in your pocket, right? So I don't want you to focus simply on increasing your paycheck, because that's usually something we easily focus on. How can I make more money? How can I ask my boss for that raise? What else can I do, right, to bring in additional monies, because inflation is eating up everything that I currently have. So you got to figure out, what are those things that you can do that are going to allow you to be able to improve your network. Empower yourself and say, okay, where is my net worth, right? My net worth. I've been saying network, haven't I? Your net worth. What are those? Where's your net worth right now? Do you know where you are? If you don't, the equation is simply, or the formula is, your net worth equals your assets minus your liabilities. What are the things that you own versus the things that you owe, right? What do you own outright versus what do you owe? What is, the things that you own that have equity in them versus what you owe against that thing. So make sure that you look at those, because truly, if you want to know what true net worth is, net worth of those things that are going to produce passive income for you, those are the best, right? Other things do provide net worth to you, but the best sources of your net worth are going to provide passive income for you. So start thinking about it. First of all, have you actually looked at the numbers, right? Have you done the math? Do you know where you are as far as your net worth? Is it positive? Is it negative, dare I say? And then what are the steps you're going to take to do that? And then empower yourself and say, well, what can I do to double my net worth this year, right? Or 5 years down the road, or 10 years down the road. See, we're getting back to the beginning, right? What kind of thinking are you doing about your money? So rate yourself. Where are you? One, you're very bad at this. You don't even have a clue what your net worth is. This is the first time you're even thinking about it. And you're going to get some pen and paper and go ahead and start working on that today. Number two, you're somewhat bad at this. Maybe you did this some time ago, but you haven't gone back to look at it. Number three, you look at this religiously year over year. Number four, you got this, right? You have an accountant, you're working on this thing, and that's something that you focus on. That is a priority for you. So rate yourself. Where are you as you look at each of these components? So this is what not to do with your money. You should have written these 5 things down. Do not think short-term about your money. That does not help you. That is a poor mindset. The second, choose not to change when things get tough. You're going to stay on the struggle bus, right? If you continue to do that. Number 3, do not take risks with your money. Without risk, there is no reward. Please do not do that with your money. Number 4, don't rely on 1 to 2 income sources of income, right? We need more. We need passive income streams coming in, but you got to figure out and be strategic and intentional, committed, and follow through, right, on that process in order to get that done. And then 15, guys, not focusing on your net worth. Those are the things that you should not do with your money. So once you've gone through that process, you get rated yourself on all 5 of those. I want you to go back through now and identify your strength. Where were you strong in those 5 things? Continue to do those things that you identified as your strengths. Then you need to go back and say, okay, well, where am I weak? Where are my 1s and my 2s, right? In each one of those. Once you identify your 1s and 2s, then you're going to select an item that you need to focus on. Do you need to focus on knowing what your net worth is? Is that the low-hanging fruit for you, where you can go ahead and do the math and get that done? Do what you need to do. Then you just make a plan and you take those necessary action steps to move to your next. Make sure that you're intentional. Make sure that you're committed to the process and that you are going to follow through with that process. I'm Lynn Demons. That's Demons No Demons here. You can find me on all social media at Demons Speak. Thank you for tuning in for this episode of Financial Confidence, where we are helping you make your money, keep your money, and grow your money so you can do those things that you are called to do. That's build generational wealth and leave an inheritance for your children's children. If this has been invaluable to you, head on over to wytv7.org and leave a donation so we can continue to educate, empower, and inspire. Thank you, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, because sharing is caring. And don't forget as well, we'll see you again next week. Until then, go reflect on those 5 things, what not to do with your money, make a plan, and reach out at Demons Speak. All right, guys. Until then, you stay safe.